Alright, you're probably here because your ax15 or your ax5 out of your Cherokee XJ or your Wrangler won't go into gear, be it when it's hot, especially. In my case, it wouldn't go into gear. First gear when it was hot, it wouldn't go into reverse. It had problems going in the second. You practically had to fight it into gear. And it seems to be on a lot of the forums, nobody has an answer. They're saying it's the pilot bearing. They're saying it's the shaft on the transmission output. Well, I'm going to tell you it's not those, and I'm going to tell you how to fix this problem. I was having this problem to where I could not get it in the first. You would have to strong arm it, and it just wouldn't go. So I was taking off in second and all that, and then even second would get hard if it got too warm. So I figured it was this slave cylinder. So I got the one from O'Reilly's. It's called a Power Torque Clutch Master Cylinder. The part number was CM1376. And I put it on there, and I was still, after putting it on, bleeding it out, still having the problem. So, well, it's probably, I thought it was the pressure plate fingers that they were just wore out from being heat cycled, and they were old, and they would not completely disengage the clutch. So I'll just replace it in the summertime. It was getting cold at the time. So I went and just dealt with it and drove it around using only second and tried not to keep it from getting warm. And because I had the new slave cylinder on it, slave master cylinder on it. Well, late summer rolls around and I decide it's time to fix this. So I'm putting the floors in, as you can see in my other videos. And I pull the transmission. And what I replaced in this transmission, I replaced the line with a new braided steel line. I replaced the clutch, the pressure plate, the throwout bearing, the pilot bearing, the flywheel. I get it all together, and I've already got the floors done. So I put it all together, and I didn't replace this because I figured it was good. I even went through and fixed the pedal, because the pedals on these, if you don't know, are known to bend, and that can cause problems. So I went through and bent it back and welded it all the way around, because they're only tack welded on where this rod connects up to. Put it together, warmed it up, same problem happened. So at this point, the slave cylinder's only been used a handful of times. It was on it and brand new. I took it back to O'Reilly's, asked them if they would replace it. They said, sure, we'll replace it. So I got another one from O'Reilly's because it has a lifetime warranty, which is this one. Put it on, bled it. I even used an electric bleeder, an electric pump bleeder to try to bleed it. I used a forced bleeder that shoves the fluid down through to try to bleed it. And the same problem would arise. As it warmed up, it would be dang near impossible. And also, the clutch was very low in its travel. Very low. It would been like that on both of these cylinders. And this is the second one, mind you, from O'Reilly's. So, I was at a loss. I figured it was the shifter forks, or I put the pilot bearing in wrong, because that's what people were saying online, that the pilot bearing combined and caused it. So, I was like, well, I'll just try ordering another slave master cylinder. Just because I've replaced it. This will be the third new one, but a completely different brand. Show you the brand I ordered from. It's Luke. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but there's the part number, LMC206. And put it on, bled it out. Now the clutch starts engaging at the top of its travel, and you've got a lot of free play, probably about an inch and a half of free play, where this only had maybe an eighth of an inch of free play off the floor. So what I'm saying, if you're running into this problem, these are garbage. These are from O'Reilly's, but I guarantee you, because I looked up the number, they're getting them from the same supplier from AutoZone Advanced, and they're just sticking their own part numbers on them so they don't cross-reference. But this will not move enough fluid to properly actuate the slave cylinder pilot bearing combo. It just won't do it. And this, once again, there's the part number. If you want one that works, order it from Rock Auto. This will work. And this has completely fixed all the problems. The clutch feels amazing. Before, it always felt kind of soft and squishy. and this is really high on its travel and fixes it. These manufacturers of these that are being sold to these big box stores, they aren't going to work for your application. You can do whatever you want. You're not going to be able to get this to work, and you're going to be on the forums complaining because your Jeep, when it gets hot or just all the time, won't go into first or reverse or whatever your problem is. But what really drives me nuts is there's people out here on the internet I see completely rebuilding their transmissions and still having the problems. They're wasting hundreds of dollars to rebuild their transmissions when it's these brand new slave cylinders that will not work from O'Reilly's. I brought it to O'Reilly's corporate. I brought it to their attention, and they were supposedly going to contact their supplier and ask him, hey, what's going on with these? But I doubt they will, because they're still going to sell them to people. They're going to sell this crap that is not going to work to people, and they're not going to fix their problem, and maybe get rid of a perfectly good transmission because they think there's something wrong with it and replace it, or even just junk the whole vehicle because they can't fix it, when it's not the problem of anything else, any other component. This slave cylinder, if you replace it with this brand, once again, look at the number, order that from Rock Auto. It's like $25 plus shipping, and it'll solve all your problems. Bleed it out, and your transmission will shift better than it ever did. Your clutch will feel better than it ever did. As I said, I've already brought this to O'Reilly's attention, and I'm going to post this in a couple of the forums online. Please share the video, and I mean, if this solved your problem and I helped you, subscribe to me. Trying to get more subscribers, so that'd be great. And share my original video with the link so other people can learn from it and possibly save their Jeep and have a better driving experience. Thanks, guys. Later.